it has nothing to do with herogiri. That is part and parcel of the images of our heroes.
Yeah.
But the film is not working because of that. It's working because of this emotion.
It's not a film made with the intention of, let's make numbers, let's like with the desire for like popularity. Somehow, from the beginning, our desires with this film have transcended those kind of expectations. We are fans of the man.
Every other movie, but this is about a real life hero, and which is why he said we had that chamak.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome to PeepingMoon.com. I am Rashita, Sahni. Some stories instill immense pride in your hearts and some given so much respect. Major does both. Joining in for a super special conversation are Adivi Sesh, Saiee Manjrekar and Sobhita Dhulipala for a super special conversation. Hi you guys, how have you been?
Hi Rashita.
Hi.
Very good.
Excited to talk.
Yes, same here. Firstly, congratulations on the amazing response that you guys got. I was there at the song launch of Oisha and I could see there was so much joy and pride in the hearts of not only the fans but all the media members that were present there. Firstly, how do you guys feel about that?
It's been a labor of love. Obviously, all films are made with immense hard work and passion. This one, though, it's unique to me that we are all fans of Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan, and there's a certain love that comes through fandom, which is very, very pure and very submissive.
Yeah.
We really root for his story to be known by many people because it's an extraordinary life. It's extraordinary choices that he made, and like how we had a Bhagat Singh or a Mahatma Gandhi at one time. These are the heroes of this time. So to make a story on his life is a duty and a privilege, and we made it with such tenderness and like sanctity, So when it's being received well, it feels like it feels good.
Yeah.
Because that's been our endeavor, that as many people should be able to watch this and celebrate his life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think since day one, the amount of passion and faith that Sesh has put into this has been really, really inspiring to watch. And his love for Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan, his life and his family is really something that reflects on screen when you watch the movie. And which is why I think that people are kind of reciprocating that love. And I'm very glad that that's happening because everyone in this movie has put in a lot of love and a lot of hard work into it. So I think it's only fair if it comes back.
Fantastic. Adivi?
I'm lucky to have had quite a few successful films in the last few years. And it is the first time in my career that I'm being told congratulations instead of good luck before a release. I think it has to do with quite a few reasons. You were there. The vibe of what's happening, it's not from a place of arrogance. It's not from a place of even confidence, but it's from a place of joy.
Yeah.
We've shown it to 1,700 people so far, 1,640 to be precise. And last night, we showed it to Sai's family and Sajid Nadiadwala sir's family and Murad sir's family and all them. And the kind of exciting phone calls and messages I've been getting since yesterday, it really excited us. People speaking about it being a game changer. Sajid sir's son telling me that he needs to not think of anything for the next few days because he's so in the zone of the film. And all of it from a place of positivity, no depression, joy.
Yeah.
And I think that's the life that Major Sandeep led. This has given me so much encouragement that today, this morning actually, for the first time, a big Indian film has announced 10 exclusive previews across 9 different cities 10 days before release.
Yeah.
It's never been done before. People often show it to their friends. 2-3 secret Bollywood screenings ho jate hain. But we went ahead and said, let's take this to the world. And there's no hint of pessimism. There's no hint of nervousness. It's just contentment. that's where we are.
Amazing. And of course, talking about the role now, playing a real life hero. Last time we spoke, you told me how it was a responsibility, and you told me how Major Sandeep's parents did not believe in you at first when you were calling, and of course then they gave their seal of approval. How big of a responsibility did it feel like when you were shooting for it? Because now I'm sure the reassurance has come in. As you said, everyone's calling it like a game changer and everyone's congratulating the team rather than saying good luck. I think more than you and the team, the audience is having that faith and that confidence that this film is here to stay. How big of a responsibility did you take it as?
Oh, it was an extremely big responsibility, but I've taken it with pride, not with fear. The fact that Major Sandeep is the only son to Unnikrishnan uncle and Amma, and the fact that today I'm playing him, I've had the honor of playing him with their blessing. I can only say that now we're coming to the end of the journey of the film, but my journey with them is for life. Our responsibility is too small a word. Their family, we don't even speak about things like the film sometimes. They'll speak to me about, today I was driving, one scooter came, there's a dent in the car, we need to go to mechanic, or we need to paint the gate. It's become that level of normalcy. So I know for a fact that off screen, I can't be Major Sandeep, but I know that they now have a second son for life.
So sweet. Okay. And Sai, talking about your character, it brings in the much needed innocence. We spoke about it at the launch as well. And also that you didn't have access to talking to Major Sandeep's wife due to the privacy thing. How much did you have to learn or unlearn for this role? Because I'm sure it's a special one for you.
I think the first day that I went to shoot, Sesh and Sashi sir had come in for rehearsals, and I think they got one of the toughest scenes in the movie for me to rehearse for some reason. I don't know why they would do that to me on the first day. And I was very meek and scared, because that's how I am as a person when I meet someone for the first time. And they've given me this difficult scene, and that's when I knew that I would have to work really hard to, get this role right and do justice to it. And I think by the end of that day, I kind of got more comfortable with Sesh, with Sashi sir, and learned a lot along the way of filming the movie.
Great. Sobhita, talking about your role now, you play a hostage who's stuck amid the attack. We see this fear in your eyes in the trailer, how much ever we could see. While playing it, did it take an emotional toll on you, mentally or emotionally?
I actually felt very uplifted through the journey of Pramoda. It's based on a real person. It's actually a man. We've changed the gender and the name to safeguard their privacy. But to be able to be it Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan or the person my character is based on, in such difficult and dark times, they've made choices that really reflect the good side of human spirit, like what we can be. It's very inspiring to me because when things are bad, we succumb to it. Somehow, it's more common for people to sort of not surface, but for these people to make choices that are selfless. It was actually like they were light in such dark times. So for me, it was inspiring. It actually doesn't matter eventually. It's not just about surviving and coming out of it alive alone, but how you lived your life, what really matters to you when things are so dire. So for me, it was an opportunity to really understand how beautiful it can be and what it means to be human. This is the essence of what it means to be human, to fight for community, to stand for what's right, to do what can be done. So for me, it was uplifting. It was inspiring.
Fantastic. And through this conversation, I can feel how much heart and soul has gone into making this film. Through your answers, I can feel that. But that being said, there is always this box office report that comes in on day one. On Saturday, we see it, we file it. How much of that matters to you? Of course, the love of the audience is unmatched. That being said, this pressure of box office record, does that come into picture?
No.
You take it. I'll answer it after.
I want to talk about how when there is public validation in terms of tickets sold, you feel like, man, like we birthed this project and it's being taken with love and it's being enjoyed and you feel good. So of course that validation feels good, but that's only one aspect, because if this movie was shot like a commodity, then the sale of the commodity would be fulfilling, but it has been made with love. Pieces of our hearts and souls were put into it. So I don't think even a box office triumph would feel like a fulfilling thing. Throughout the experience of, like our marketing team sits here, not once did they, talk about, man, box office, we have to collect, what is the strategy? Our endeavor has been we have to make sure this reaches people. We want more people to watch it because he's had an extraordinary life. And his life is worthy of so much celebration. We put our hearts and souls into it because we are fans of Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan. So I think the desire is far beyond financial triumph. Of course, box office collection is amazing. It is very motivating, and I hope we find it.
Of course. I'm sure you guys will. Sai?
I think for me, it's similar to what she said. It's more important that more people watch the movie and know the story. And the more people watch it, the more there'll be box. I think it goes hand in hand, right? The intention of the movie and the collection kind of goes hand in hand.
I think I think we speak about box office because we talk about the financial safety of a film. However heartfelt we are, you have to put X amount of dollars or rupees into a film. And you speak of box office because you want to make sure that the producer has made that back. I'm assuming, mota that's the idea.
Yes, that is.
Major was financially safe 1 year ago.
I know,
So, around the time we were speaking.
We were speaking,
So, financially, there's no risk. So then what are we talking about? There's a creative risk, there's an emotional risk. We have ensured safety for our producer, which is Sony Pictures and Mahesh sir. What we're really talking about is, have we done justice to the memory of a great man? And I truly believe with all my heart that that's a complete yes. And it's a heartfelt feeling based on evidence and logic and people's reactions, rather than me thinking, यार कि मैं अपने कमरे में बैठे-बैठे सोच रहा हूँ कि यार मस्त पिक्चर बनाई. It's not that. Because I'm one of the biggest testers I know. I'm constantly checking, like those perfume testers in the mall. I'm constantly checking कि लोगों को how they liking the scent of this perfume.
Correct.
I'm constantly tinkering with it, especially under the guidance of my director Seshikiran Tikka. Major's already, sold at twice or thrice my previous film's rates in the South markets. So there's just no worry from those fiscal and practical means. From here, it's only touching the stars.
Great. A question related to that was, at the launch, you said something about big fishes and the goldfish, and it went out of proportion. The headlines read, "We are the goldfish and rest are the big fishes." So I saw that happening. That being said, how do you take this? This question is for all of you as a star cast. Do you take the release along with Prithviraj and Vikram as a clash, the word that's been going on for so long?
See, I truly believe it was a clash if in the same screening when Major is being played, suddenly a Prithviraj screening starts. That's not happening. No. So it's not a clash really, is it? Ultimately, it's three pieces of art from two legendary actors and a kid. I've grown up on Kamal sir's films. Sadma is my all-time favorite top 5. I danced on Tu Cheez Badi Hai Mast Mast as a kid in school. I had a school performance.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've grown up on these. I've looked up to these men. I've wanted to be them.
Yeah.
So, when I said the word big fish, slightly in jest, I also meant that there's no doubt they're big films and they're big men. But हमारा अपना चमक है यार.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, we've got our own shine.
Got it. Huh?
And I don't think we meant anything else beyond it. For us, what's more important is that people understand Major Sandeep's philosophy.
Yeah.
Jaan dunga desh nahi. A philosophy by which he lived, loved, had a girlfriend, went to hostages, spoke to his parents. With that philosophy, can you imagine somebody having a cup of coffee with that philosophy? It's in their very core, in their very soul.
Yeah.
That's how he lived.
Okay. Sai and Sobhita?
I think every movie has its own like story. Every movie is really hopefully well made.
Yeah.
And everyone's worked as hard on a movie, whether bad, good, whatever. People work hard. I think what Sesh meant by it is working hard goes in every movie, but this movie is made with lots of love, lots of passion, which might be the case for every other movie, but this is about a real life hero, and which is why he said we had that chamak.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what he...
Okay. Sobhita?
I don't think it's a clash. I think we're all coming out with our own pieces of, you know, effort and hopes and passions, and I can only speak for this film because it's not a film made with the intention of, you know, let's make numbers, let's you know, like with the desire for like popularity. Somehow from the beginning our desires with this film have transcended those kind of expectations. We are fans of the man. His life is worthy of so much celebration that I can't quite. I mean, he's been awarded the Ashok Chakra. He's captained so many like how do you name it, like?
He's a training officer in the National Security Guard.
Yeah.
So he's taught the best of the best how to be the best. Can we really diminish that by saying box office clash?
And also, like, I mean, such a young man, right? 31 years of age, and such a beautiful, colorful, full life. Charming, endearing, lovable man, so full of life, and understands that to be alive means to die for the right cause. That's extraordinary wisdom at such a young age. And I, as an audience, I would have loved to learn about him in my school. You know, I think such his life is extraordinary.
He's being taught right now in schools in Mumbai, Kerala, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Major Sandeep is taught as a chapter. The way we all studied Bhagat Singh and Gandhiji. Yeah. So he's today's Bhagat Singh, is today's freedom fighter. So our children and their children will learn about Major Sandeep in the same way.
So all conversation about a clash somehow feels very like small, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. This word also sort of has this negative connotation, but it's been used for so long. We just keep using it.
I think we are so enthused about this film that we are not feeling the negativity only.
Yeah, I know. I know. Lastly, there's this ongoing debate that comes to me as a very funny thing, the South versus Bollywood thing, because for so long, when South was not that much in light pan-India, we did not reason why Bollywood films were working. Now, suddenly when South films are working better than Hindi films, there seems to be reasoning कि अच्छा इसमें ये था इसलिए चल गई या ये था इसलिए चल गई. They are not ready to give that full-fledged credit to the South films that are actually working. I feel a film works because it just works. It has that content in it and the audiences are watching it. So you don't need to reason it out. What do you feel about this sort of a debate that's going on? Because
I absolutely agree with what you said, you know, about content matters. जिसमें जान होती है, people, you know, like moths to a flame, where whatever warms our hearts, we go there. And I feel like it's, as an audience, not as somebody from the film industry, I'm so thrilled that through cinema, I get to learn about the cultures of different places. As somebody sitting in, say, Haryana, if they're watching a super deluxe from Tamil cinema, they're learning about how people there are, and vice versa. So I think this mingling of industries, Bengali cinema, Marathi cinema, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Punjabi, Hindi, we such a diverse nation, and I feel like cinema was designed as like a community experience to bring people together, where we celebrate the human spirit, you know. So I feel like that's happening, and I'm thrilled as an audience. It's a beautiful time.
Yeah, it indeed is. Definitely. Sorry.
I think it's a very great thing because I grew up watching a bunch of movies. Dad makes Marathi movies, so I grew up watching tons of Marathi movies.
Yeah.
I used to watch every Hindi movie that came out. I used to come home from school every day and watch my TV on and watch South dubbed movies. And I feel like each one of them weirdly had a very different kind of audience I had with me watching these different movies. My dad's acted in, I think, about 8 languages. And I watched each and every one of them. So for me, that line was never very clear anyways. Like for me, it was always okay.
Yeah.
It's a movie, I like it. It's a movie, I don't like it. So when this whole debate came into light, I never firstly understood it because I think it's helping put India on a much bigger global kind of map by doing such numbers and doing great things. And it's doing great things for India, not for any one industry.
Okay. Adivi.
You know, I think the rush to quantify why a South Indian film works with a Hindi audience has led to slightly premature conclusions. You know, people say, "Yaar, herogiri hai South ki filmon mein." I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Emotions hai.
Correct.
When I was watching Pushpa, and as a Telugu audience, and as a friend of Bunny, when I was watching Pushpa, when he sits in the chair and he says, "Apna hi to pair hai, kisi aur ke upar to nahi dala." He's talking about something every poor person feels when he's told to stand up kyunki saab hai.
I know. Yeah.
So that is the genius of Sukumar sir's writing. It has nothing to do with herogiri. That is part and parcel of the images of our heroes.
Yeah.
But the film is not working because of that. It's working because of this emotion. When Bahubali happened, and Rajamouli sir, my guru in many ways, whether he knows it or not, and opened the floodgates for Telugu cinema in the north, people said, the scale, जिस तरह से दिखाया है, जिस तरह के kingdoms दिखाया है, वो हमने बहुत दिनों में देखी नहीं है. So, despite its South Indian sensibility, it worked. And that's why a lot of epic films were announced here.
I know.
So, ये सब premature conclusions है, I feel. It really comes down to one basic thing. जो कुछ भी बताओ, you want to tell a film in space, चलो, ठीक है. Ultimately, did you tell it with an emotion जो भोपाल का middle class बंदा connect कर सकता है? That's what matters. If you're talking about the problems of somebody living in Maldives, वो connect नहीं करने वाला.
Exactly.
और जो भोपाल का बंदा है, उसके लिए आप तमिल में, बंदा तमिल में बात कर, उसका हिंदी डब किया आपने, he still understands the middle class problem of a Madrasi. That's what matters.
Yeah.
We also felt when we were making Major that we should respect the Hindi audience. I did not want Major to be a film जो pan-Indian aspiration के लिए dub किया गया.
Correct.
We shot, designed and acted in every scene properly as a Hindi film. So it's a true blue Hindi film made from Hyderabad.
Yeah.
And we shot, designed every scene in Telugu because it's a true blue Telugu film shot in Hyderabad. And we've dubbed it into Malayalam because Major Sandeep is from Kerala.
Yeah.
And that's Malayalam is his mother tongue. I think that's really what it's about. And today, I'm a big fan of films like Badrinath Ki Dulhania in today's times. I'm a big fan of Hum Aapke Kaun from the old times. I love those as much as I loved KGF, where I was part of the audience cheering, hooting and hollering for Yash. So what does that tell you? It tells you that it's not about South versus North, it's about South and North together making Indian cinema.
Agreed to every bit that you said. And on that note, I'm sure Major is here to stay. And I wish you all a very big congratulations once again. Not wishing good luck because I somewhere know you all don't need it. But I hope this film does wonders. And thank you so much for this beautiful conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.